evening. Welcome to We the People Prepping. This is Dan. You know, a lot of people I talk to lately, they feel like they're overwhelmed with everything that's going on. They're wanting to prepare, but they're not sure how to prepare for the way the things are going in this country and around the world. You know, the advice that I give them basically is prepare for what you can and try not to worry about too much about the things that you have no control over. You know, so basically what that means is, you know, prepare for personal emergencies, personal SHTFs, because there's nothing you can do really about the major ones. They're going to happen, and there's not a lot that you can do to stop it. So, you know, lay in for the new people, you know, just lay in some extra food every week. It'll add up quick. You know, start with the cheap stuff, you know, and everybody says beans and rice. Okay, some people don't like beans and rice. So pasta sauces, you know, I mean, you can get Hunts in the can for 88 cents to $1. You know, you can buy, well, like we bought 3 pounds of elbow macaroni. I think it was like $2 and some change. You know, that 3 pounds will last you a week, really. You know, lay in some extra food. It does, you know, spend an extra $20 a week. It doesn't have to be a whole lot, but you'll notice over a month or 2 or 3 that it'll really add up. Okay. Prepare ways to purify water. Okay. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go out and spend a lot of money on water filters and stuff. There's something I'm looking at trying. I found a schematic online to make your own water distillery. Okay, now, yeah, water distilled isn't as healthy for you as natural water because it doesn't have all the vitamins, minerals, and stuff, but it also doesn't have all the pollutants that your average water has. So, I mean, and distilled water can be used for a lot of things. Cleaning wounds, you know, because it's a purer form of water. It doesn't have all the extra chemicals and stuff. But according to the schematic, really, all you need is a couple of old pressure cookers, a drill to bore the hole out bigger, you know, take out the little nozzle for where the steam comes out, bore that out a little bit, and then thread it. Get a couple of copper fittings, some copper tubing, and run it from one to the other. I'll see if I can't find the schematic again and post it sometime. But I'm wanting to try this myself. I haven't done this yet, but I mean, it would be a good way to distill water, especially in an SHTF. You know, like I said, it'll take out all the pollutants and even I think there's a little vent valve in there to release the gases from like toxic stuff that may be in the water. Those gases will be escaping while the water is actually getting purified. So it's hard to explain how it works, but if I find the schematic again, I'm going to build it myself and see how it works, and then I'll give you an honest evaluation of it. I just got to find the schematics again. I came across it, you know, just one day while I was browsing the internet, and I thought, okay, well, that might be cool, and I forgot to save the damn page, so I got to look for it again. You can also buy a water distillery, and they're not that expensive. You know, it's a lot cheaper than buying, you know, like reverse osmosis system or a big Berkey, or anything like that. But just do little things to prepare. Stack water in cases. Just prepare for local emergencies. Like if you live where I live, our biggest threats are tornadoes, flooding, and an occasional earthquake. Maybe, well, I don't even really have to worry too much about fires, but I still prepare for them because you never know when a house fire might occur. So, just prepare for the things that are most likely to affect you. Financial problems, losing your job right now is a huge thing. So, set back, $20, $30, $40, $50 a week, if at all possible. Set back what you can. Don't put it in the bank. Just find a safe place to store it in your home. If you've got a lockbox, that's great. That would be a great place to store it, and then hide the lockbox. But just don't panic, okay? Don't get overly concerned about things that you have no control over, okay? Yes, the economy's gone to crap. Yes, there's going to be civil unrest. These are things that you really don't have much control over. You can prepare for the civil unrest, like, I don't think you're in such a big risk group if you are out of major cities, but those of you that are in major cities, those are something you might want to concern yourself with. We've seen a lot of buildings being burnt and stuff like that, so make escape plans. Make sure you have fire extinguishers, smoke detectors, all that kind of stuff. Fortify your windows and doors. There's film that you can buy, Amazon carries it, that you can put on your windows that help to keep it, well, it doesn't totally make it shatterproof, but it makes it harder to break through your windows. Not everybody can afford the door securement systems, okay? Now, even if I was living in an apartment, I would still find a way to fortify my door if that meant that I had to, drill holes in the floor in an emergency by having a 2x4 with screws ready to go, already pre-drilled. I'd put that sucker to the floor and drill it down into the floor if I have to, or into the door casing or wherever. Just something to fortify your door, extra locks, stuff like that. Make sure you have a good supply of food on hand. Granted, a lot of these things only last, maybe a month or so, and that's rare. Unless you're living in like Portland or something like that, But have enough supplies on hand to get you through at least a month. I say a minimum of 3 months, but start off with a month. It's a good starting point. Once you build up to a month, just keep building, and before you know it, you'll be up to 3 months, 6 months, a year. It really doesn't take as much as what people think it does. But talk to your kids, talk to your spouse. Everybody needs to get on the same page, and you need to have plans for emergencies already laid out so that people in your family know what to do. Okay? I keep a folder with emergency plans right in my living room. Okay? It has escape routes. It has what to do, where to go during a tornado. It's just various things. It has stuff like meetup points if you get separated from each other. Just little things that would definitely help in an emergency. We practice our drills at home all the time. We could be eating dinner and I'll just stand up and yell tornado, and we'll all go and take cover in a storm shelter. Or I'll yell fire and everybody has to evacuate the house from wherever they're at. If you're in the bathroom, you better be heading for that back door real quick, and if you can't get to the back door, you got the windows back there. Find a way out. We have like our bathroom window, it's a small little window. I would have trouble getting through it myself. But like my wife and her kids, they can fit through it, and it's a swing open window. It's got an emergency release, so you can lift it and swing, and it'll come right open. But don't let yourself get so stressed out that you can't enjoy your life. I mean, I right now am extremely stressed. I'm having all sorts of problems. It seems like everything's just going wrong at once. But now that the weather's getting warmer, I am really looking forward to going out into the country, out into the woods, and just getting away from everything. I do this all the time, spring, summer, fall. I've even done it in the winter. It sucks in the winter time because it's harder to warm up, but I mean, I go out at least for a weekend and just leave technology and everything behind. I let my internal clock reset while I'm out there. I go out there and I just relax. Nature is the best way to relax. It will relieve a lot of stress. Go for a nature walk. There's a lot of things that you can do to ease your mind and your stress. I used to meditate when I don't do it so much anymore, but it was a good way to help to relieve my stress. Find stuff that works for you. I have some friends that they relieve stress, but they're younger than I am. They're only in their 30s, and they'll go and start working out, and hitting the heavy bag. Sometimes they'll get out and they'll spar with each other. I used to do this with them, but they don't like to spar with me anymore because I guess you get your ass handed to you too many times and you just give it up. I may be old, but I'm still quick, and I don't have the energy to stand there and fight you, so I'm going to put you down as quick as possible. But there are so many things in this world that if you try to stay on top of everything that's going on, you will wind up needing some psychiatric meds because it will drive you over the edge. I mean, you have to worry about you and your family. Then you're on top of that, then you're starting to worry about everything else that's going on, and it's just, it's too much stress, too much input. You got to learn to just lay back, relax. What's going to happen is going to happen anyway you go. All you can do is try to be as prepared for it as possible, which is why I say lay in food, lay in water, ways to clean your water. And don't, if you're new to this, don't go out and start buying all the Mountain House and stuff like that. Stock up your working pantry. Okay, make sure that you got 1 to 3 months worth of food at least there. Then build on that. This food's going to stay good for a long while. Okay, So once you get to the point where you got 6 months, a year's worth of regular food that you would eat on a daily basis, then you can start buying some survival food here and there. And that stuff's expensive, okay? So you don't want to go out there and just try to buy up bulk of it, you know. It's much cheaper and more reasonable to buy the everyday foods that you eat. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have a bug out bag with some emergency rations in it, but it doesn't have to be, you know, the dehydrated foods. I mean, my kids, my stepkids, they love stuff like ramen noodles and stuff. And it'll stay good for a good little while. You just rotate it out of the bag every now and then. All you got to do is heat up some water, you know, and you got a meal, okay? It works just fine. You don't, people always think that they have to have the most expensive stuff, which is, you know, the dehydrated 30-year food. You don't. There are so many different foods that you can, that are lightweight, that you can pack out with you. You know, cans of tuna don't weigh very much. And, you know, packets of chicken and stuff like that, they have a good shelf life, okay? If you're rotating and going through your bug out bag like you should, you know, these items will not go bad in there because you'll rotate them out, you'll put them back in with your regular food, you'll eat that, and you put fresh into your bug out bag. It's better to have these things than nothing, because not everybody can afford the emergency rations, you know, the dehydrated stuff. I mean, the last I looked out at Walmart, you know, like Mountain House was $6 to $8 per bag, and that feeds one person. I mean, that's quite a bit of money. You know, now you can cut down on some of your expenses, you know, like going out to eat or going to the bar or whatever, going and getting drunk, and take that money and put it toward the 30-year foods. But, you know, that's up to you how you do that. That it's your household. You have to figure out what's best for you. But, you know, don't forget to lay in a supply of toiletries, you know, toothpaste, mouthwash, toilet paper, tampons, you know, pads, whatever. A lot of people forget about feminine hygiene as well as basic body hygiene. You know, lay in bars of soap. Okay, you're not going to want to put liquid soap in a bug out bag. Trust me, I've had people that have emailed me in the past saying, well, you know, my soap busted open and now it's all inside my bag. I'm like, well, you shouldn't be using liquid soap to begin with. It should be bar soap. And they do sell little containers you can put the bars of soap in, and then, you know, do like I do and stick them inside of a small Ziploc bag. Okay. Right now, if you do have a bug out bag, since it's coming into spring, you should be getting ready to go through that bug out bag and swap out things that are seasonal, as well as the food that's in them. Okay, like I'll be going through mine now. I always wear jeans, so there's always going to be jeans in mine, but I have long sleeve shirts and hoodie and stuff like that in my bug out bag that will be coming out before long and be replaced with regular t-shirts, and you know, I'll probably leave the hoodie in there just because, you know, some nights might get chilly, and I can use the hoodie for other things as well. But you know, I swap out the foods that are in the bags for the kids, because the kids, I found that my wife's kids don't really like the dehydrated food. They love their ramen noodles and stuff. Okay, so I'll be swapping them out again here shortly. You know, they're still good, but ramen noodles will go bad after a while. So you just swap them out, put in new packs every time you revamp the bag. You know, and I revamp the bags about every 3 months. Okay? That's me. You know, and I go through and I make sure that they've still got everything in them that they need. Because, you know, if you're anything like me, you'll have a tendency to scavenge stuff from your bug out bag to use in everyday life, which I really shouldn't do, but I do it anyhow. And then sometimes I'll forget to replace it. So every 3 months when I'm going through there, I find stuff that I forgot to replace, and I'll go and buy some new and put it in there to replace it. It's human nature, you know. But just sit back, take a deep breath. You can do this. It's not that hard, okay? We're not trying to get you to prepare for the end of the world as much as we are for everyday occurrences that could happen. You know, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's nice to prepare in case society collapses. But it's really nice to be prepared for if you lose your job, or like the pandemic hit. And if you were prepared, you didn't have to worry about what you were going to wipe your ass with because you already had enough. You know, I mean, I stock up on toilet paper, baby wipes, you know, paper towels. I keep a good supply of those on hand. So when the pandemic hit, it's not that big of a deal. You know, just try to prepare with some common sense and don't let it overwhelm you. Every now and then you might need to step back and say, okay, I'm going to take a break for a week, 2 weeks. Okay? Give yourself a little respite. But don't forget to go back to it. And once you get in the habit of buying extra and storing it away, it just becomes second nature. You do it automatically without even thinking about it. You know, like we went to the store, and the kids had ate like 4 cans of the ravioli. You know, and so I was going to replace it. I just bought a whole nother case. Okay, so they took 4 cans out of the case that I had, so I still got 20 cans there, but I bought a whole nother case of it, so now I've got 44 cans of ravioli. And right now the ravioli at Walmart was on sale for 88 cents a can, so I didn't get hurt. You know, that's something else you can stock up on that's fairly cheap. Soups. I like the Campbell's chunky soups. You know, it's like $1.50 for a can. Stock up on these things before the price goes up anymore, because as we've seen, the price of everything is going up and up and up and up. I mean, we bought 3 pounds of hamburger the other day, and it was just a roll, because I didn't want to go through all the trouble of defrosting what I had in the freezer. So we just bought a 3-pound roll, and it was like $18 for 3 pounds of freaking hamburger. You know, it's getting out of hand. You know, is something else too. Make sure that you have extra gas or diesel, whichever your vehicle runs on. You know, just a 5-gallon can would help. Okay? Because with the way the gas is going, it's good to have that extra on hand. You know, because I was reading an article the other day where they're wanting to actually slow down the production. Wall Street is trying to get OPEC and all of them to slow down the production of oil so that the price of fuel will go up. It's all about the money, you know. Anyhow, this is running long. This has been Dan with We the People. I appreciate each and every one of you that watch my video. Please hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, ring the bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. If you need to email me, ask me a question, my email is going to be down in the description. If you would like to donate to my channel to help me out, feel free. Those links will be down in the description as well. If not, hey, it's all good. I'm not here to hit you up for money, okay? I'm not that type of person. If you want to give. If you don't. That's all there is to it. But I appreciate it. Y'all have a good night. Take care of each other. Stay safe. God bless. Bye-bye.